Okay, so we're gonna dive right into what is a work exchange. And this is really exciting, and I'm very excited to share it with you because truly I think this is the travel hack that the whole world needs to know about, but they just don't know about. So listen up. Work exchanges are when you go to a place, and it is all over the world. They have work exchanges literally everywhere. You go to a place and you exchange your time and labor in exchange for food and accommodation. So it is like if we went like all the way back to the beginning of time of civilization, when we traded like what I had for what you have and what you have for what I need, etc., etc. It is the most basic of concepts, but it works so insanely well that it is just like astounding. I mean, truly, I wish everyone knew about this and knew how to do it because it is the best thing. And when I say that travel has changed my life, it has. But if it were not for work exchanges, I would not ever have been able to travel as much as I have. It would have been impossible. Traveling, you can do it on a budget for sure. And there are definitely travel hacks that can make long-term travel a lot more affordable, like if you're doing couch surfing or house sitting or something like that. But work exchanges allow you to experience and try so many new things that house sitting or couch surfing just don't afford you. So I've explained this basic concept of what work exchanges are, right? You exchange your time and labor for food and accommodation, but what does that look like? Like, what does that really mean? So let's imagine that you are a hostel in Paris, right? And you have a few people who help you run the hostel. You have some employees, but you also would love to be able to have someone to take people out to the bars at nighttime, or to help people go to day trips to the little towns and villages outside of the main city. Well, these people, you just can't afford to have them as employees because, well, what kind of a person like always wants to work every single night going to a bar between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m.? I mean, maybe there's some people who do, but there's probably going to be a really large turnover, right? Like you're always going to be trading new people and the costs are going to be really high, and it might just not be worth it to have that service, but it's a really big value add. And at the same time, you know that there are people who want to come stay in the city for a couple of months at a time, and they would be perfectly happy to do that job if they could stay for free and get fed while they do it. Are you kidding me? That's like a dream come true. And that is how a work exchange is born. It's when a host has a project that they need help with, and there is a traveler who wants to be in that area and is very intrigued by that work and can offer their services in order to help the host. And so the traveler in this case would be providing that service of taking people out to bar crawls every night, and the host would be rewarding this person with food and accommodation, and also be helping their business. So it is truly just like a really, really, really good match for both parties. You can do workaways in any place for just about anything. There are truly like thousands and thousands and thousands of opportunities for workaways, and they cover everything from schools to NGOs to families who want help with language skills, to families who want help with au pairing, to hostels, of course, to maybe like farms or yoga studios or boats, or I mean, I don't know. The list is just like absolutely insane because there are so many options. And not only are there so many options for things you can do and places that you can go, but it also can teach you so many skills and let you learn so many things that you never would have had the opportunity to do so otherwise. Because when you go to each of these places, the hosts will have to show you how to do the task in their manner, right? So in some of these cases, it might be quite menial labor. Like it's just like you show up and you are picking apples, you know, I don't know, that's just an example. But it might be something that requires a little bit more finesse or a little more technique. And as you go through your workaways, you are learning and picking up all of these skills. So at the end of your travels, you are not just looking back and saying, I traveled to 21 countries and I saw a ton of monuments and a billion museums, and I ate a lot of gelato. You're looking back at your travels and you're saying, yeah, I helped build a school in Tanzania, and I helped launch a new yoga studio in Morocco, and I helped to plan a retreat in Mozambique. You know, like you have all of these insane experiences that you can then, well, tell people about. Like, it's not just like you were, touring every day, but also that you can add to your resume and your CV for the rest of your life, because this is stuff that you have learned and taken with you. What is a work exchange in an overview? What you will need to do in order to participate is you'll have to go to the website and sign up and create a profile. And these programs require that there is a small fee, so it's around $40 to $50 per platform. My recommended one is workaway.info, which of course I will list everything out here for you in the PDF that you can also get in this module. But you will need to go and create a profile, just like you're creating a social media profile or a LinkedIn profile. You will put your picture, actually you put a bunch of pictures, you'll put your name, your background, your skills, where you're looking to travel, what time frame you're looking to travel. You'll basically just fill out all the content about you, and then you will use that to apply for positions with hosts. When you're applying for positions, you will be sending emails, and you will have to say like when you want to come, and you send a little bit about yourself, but we will get into that a little bit later. But that's the way it works. In addition to workaway.info, there's also helpstay.com, HelpX, and then you can also look into WOOFing. WOOFing is kind of like a parallel to work exchanges, because it is similar in the sense that you do work in exchange for accommodation, but it is strictly with agriculture. So it is like farming and picking up fruits and vegetables and harvesting all kinds of good things, but it is just with farms. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely look into WOOFing. I'm going to speak only about work exchanges for this course, but I did want to give that a shout out because that's also a possibility as a way to sustainably travel. Personally, I was just not interested in doing that. I looked into it for a little while, but it just didn't pique my interest, so I didn't pursue it. In addition, there are plenty of farms and permaculture opportunities in Workaway and Helpstay and these kinds of platforms. So you don't really have to apply for both of them, because WOOFing is kind of siloed and exclusive, meaning you have to apply for multiple memberships in different areas. And I'm pretty much as cheap as you can get. I'm into it kind of girl. So if I can pay for one membership and get access to all of the things, I would rather do that than just pay for the one. But that doesn't mean that that's your way of doing it. So I do, again, just want to shout out that WOOFing is an option. So after you find your platform and you create your profile, you will start sending out host requests, and you will go from there. This is the overview. I'm so excited.